Notice right now we are on Planning Center's login page. So the first thing you want to do is get yourself a Planning Center account from the church. You're going to set your password and then you're going to log in. If you need help with that, let me know. If you have a kid like I do, I have multiple children, but my olders now have their own account. I can decide if I'm going to log in as my child or if I'm going to log in as myself. I'm going to log in as myself. And so you will notice me as an admin in the organization. I have all kinds of things over here to the side. We're not going to worry about all those things. We're going to focus on this handy dandy thing called services. You'll get an email that asks you whether or not you want to confirm your service. And you can see right now, I have a request for my daughter right here, and I have a request for myself right here on whether or not she can sing. And this is going to be her schedule if I click on that plan, and you can see what her schedule is going to be. Esther leading right here, so she gets to see what her song is and how she's going to sing it. And then if I was the storyteller, I would be able to scroll down here and see if there are any files, which there's not yet, but there could be later and probably will be later. So a really cool thing here with Planning Center, if you have children, is you can click on what child you have attached to your profile or your spouse. I have to ask permission for him because he's got all of his own stuff, so we're going to cancel that one. But I can see my kids right here. I can see what they're doing and what they are scheduled for. And really fun tool I want to teach you guys. We're going to go to block out dates. So I can choose who I am blocking out dates for. So right now, we are going to choose Bastion because Bastion is in college right now, and Bastion is not going to be able to do anything on Wednesday night because he is in school until this day. And so I can put the reason here, in school. So they know he cannot do any of those dates. Block out all those dates for him, and guess what? The people who do the scheduling are going to know that Bastion is no longer available on these dates. So if you look at me, I could go to email my leader right here, and I could say select team leaders of any leaders that maybe I'm dealing with, and I could send them a message that says, do you want me to sing? They love my voice. Right? And I could take a message and I could send it. Now, they would be like, no, Michelle, please do not sing. However, that's like a kind of a little fun fact that you can do. You can also check your messages right here if anybody has sent you guys anything, which is really kind of a cool piece. And so the biggest thing I want you guys to know is that whenever you get a plan and you get an invite and you look at your schedule, it's super duper important that you make sure that you let them know, sorry about that, guys, that you let them know whether or not you can be there that day. And so typically you will be able to go in and it's going to give you the option to confirm, decline, or pending. And so for me, because I've already accepted this one, it's turned green. And so if you look at your name like Mr. Toller right here and it looks green, yellow, that means that they have sent you a request and you have not let them know whether or not you are available to serve. And so we really, really love everybody log in, go to your services, and you'll notice that there's this really big, huge plan for Sunday mornings over here. You guys might not see all of this, but you will be able to log into the plan if you are part of Sunday morning. The really cool thing here is you can see all the different people that are involved in a Sunday morning service. You can also see what's going to happen on Sunday. You can't change anything in it, but you can see. And this is pretty fun. You get to understand what songs we're going to be doing, who's going to be leading those songs, so you can kind of get prepared. You also know over here in this corner if there's any rehearsal times for your particular team. So you can see over here on Sunday mornings, there are rehearsal times for the band, and they all have different particular call times that they have to be here. Maybe you have a plan like Route 45. And in Route 45, you can see their sound check is at 7:50 a.m. So this is where you kind of find, sorry, don't adjust it. My bad, guys. This is where you find that information. I can click on things because of my permissions, but you shouldn't have to worry about accidentally doing things like that. So make sure you guys are checking what schedule you guys are in. You should get an email that lets you know about what schedules you're on. You can even look at the calendar and go all the way ahead to add some blockouts. And you can subscribe to different calendars so it syncs this Planning Center calendar with your calendar. That is kind of the basics of Planning Center. I also want you guys to understand, you will see all these different aspects on my thing. As you become leaders in the church and you manage different areas, you may begin to see some of these buttons pop up as you begin to do things for different leaders. So that's the gist of Planning Center. And until next time, signing off.